It's now confirmed, decision made, Michael Carrick will be Manchester United manager also next season and beyond. And it's a here we go. Decision made already a few days ago, as I told you, and now approved by Manchester United co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe, all together. Co-owners, directors, management, players as well. Everyone at Man United wants and will have Michael Carrick staying at the club next season and beyond. So Michael Carrick will be Man United permanent manager, now negotiating a new contract, 2 years plus 1, 3 years. This is the only doubt, but Carrick already said yes to new contract at Man United. The negotiations are at final stages. Carrick is staying.
Hi United fans, stay tuned because this could change everything for Manchester United's future at Old Trafford. Today we are diving into one of the biggest pieces of news every Red has been waiting for. It is finally confirmed, deal done, and here we go. Michael Carrick will stay at Manchester United as the permanent manager, and make no mistake, this is absolutely massive for the club's long-term project. After weeks of speculation, reports, and behind-the-scenes discussions, the direction became crystal clear. The hierarchy, led by Sir Jim Ratcliffe, fully approved the plan, the trust was there, and now the contract has been signed. Yes, you heard that right. Carrick says yes, and Manchester United now move forward with their man. This is not just another contract extension, this is a statement. This is a football club choosing identity, choosing stability, and choosing a manager who truly understands what the badge means. Carrick is not an outsider trying to learn the DNA of Manchester United. He is Manchester United. He knows the pressure, he knows the standards, he knows what it means to walk out at Old Trafford with the weight of expectation on your shoulders. From his playing days under the great Sir Alex Ferguson to his role behind the scenes, and now leading from the touchline, Carrick understands the soul of this football club better than most. That matters. In modern football, too many clubs chase flashy names without thinking about fit. United cannot afford that mistake again. The agreement itself shows serious commitment. A new deal for 2 years plus the option to extend, or directly 3 years depending on final structure, proves there were never real doubts from either side. This was about timing, details, and making sure the project was fully aligned. Carrick wanted assurance. The club wanted direction, and now both sides are moving together with one clear mission: to bring Manchester United back to the very top of English football. And let that sink in. The ambition inside the club is not just top 4, not just Champions League qualification, but winning the Premier League title by 2028. That target is bold. Some will call it ambitious, some will call it unrealistic. But honestly, Manchester United should never be afraid of aiming for the biggest prizes. This is not a club built to celebrate 4th place. This is a club built to lift league titles, dominate rivals, and create unforgettable nights under the lights at Old Trafford. Carrick's mission is huge, but this is exactly the kind of mentality United need. Enough of small thinking, enough of rebuilding excuses. The fans want progress, trophies, and proper football. They want fear back in opponents when they visit the theatre of dreams. And here is where it gets really interesting. Carrick now gets the chance to shape the squad fully in his own image. That is crucial. No more inherited problems, no more patchwork solutions. He now has the authority to build a proper side that reflects his football ideas. Intensity, control, bravery on the ball, tactical discipline, and players who actually fight for the shirt. Manchester United fans have been crying out for identity. They want to look at the pitch and immediately know what their team stands for. Carrick has the opportunity to create that. My opinion? I genuinely believe this could be the right decision. Unbelievable, but true. Sometimes the best appointment is not the loudest one. Carrick brings calmness, intelligence, and deep tactical understanding. He is not a manager who needs headlines. He lets football do the talking. His work ethic is respected, players trust him, and perhaps most importantly, he understands the emotional weight of Manchester United better than any external appointment could. But, and this is important, being the right man does not mean the job will be easy. He will need proper backing in the transfer market, ruthless decisions on underperforming players, and full support from the board. Because let us be honest, no manager succeeds at United without structure above him. Recruitment must improve, the squad needs balance, the dressing room must have leaders again, the standards must rise. Carrick can set the tone, but the club must match his ambition. If United truly want that Premier League title by 2028, then every decision from now must reflect championship mentality. No panic buys, no short-term fixes, no accepting mediocrity. Imagine this for a second, a rebuilt Manchester United side, full of hunger, intensity and quality, walking out in front of the Stretford End with belief restored, Old Trafford roaring again, rivals looking over their shoulders, and Carrick standing there as the man who brought the club back. That would be special. That would be legacy stuff. That would put him in a conversation nobody expected a few years ago. But now the biggest question goes to you, United fans. Is Michael Carrick truly the right man to lead Manchester United back to the glory days? Can he deliver the Premier League title by 2028? Can he handle the pressure, the expectations, and the madness that comes with this job? Or should United have gone for a bigger external name with more experience? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this debate is huge. Are you backing Carrick all the way, or do you still have doubts? Would you trust him to rebuild this squad and challenge the likes of Manchester City, Arsenal, and Liverpool for the title again? One thing is certain, the next chapter has begun, and all eyes are now on Michael Carrick. The contract is signed, the decision is made, the responsibility is enormous. Meanwhile, according to reports from David Ornstein via NBC Sports, the club is preparing for a major midfield reshuffle, possible exits for big names, fresh targets being monitored, and a clear strategy from the board that this will not be a summer of reckless spending. Instead, it will be smart, measured, and carefully planned. And make no mistake, this is huge. First of all, the biggest headline, Casemiro is expected to leave Manchester United this summer. Yes, you heard that right. The experienced Brazilian midfielder, who arrived with so much expectation and leadership qualities, now looks set for the exit door. His wages are massive, his performances have been inconsistent, and United clearly feel this is the right moment to move on. Honestly, many fans will have mixed emotions here. Casemiro brought winning mentality, big game experience, and that elite Real Madrid pedigree. But the pace of the Premier League has looked too demanding at times. Football can be brutal, and sometimes timing is everything. Could this be the right decision? I personally think it probably is. United need legs, energy, mobility, and intensity in midfield, especially under a manager who wants aggressive pressing and control. But here comes another surprise. Manuel Ugarte could also be a possibility to leave. That one will raise eyebrows. If both Casemiro and Ugarte leave, then suddenly United are not talking about one midfield signing. They may need two. That changes everything. It tells us the rebuild is deeper than many expected. It means the engine room at Old Trafford could look completely different by August. And if that happens, the club must get recruitment absolutely spot on. No more expensive mistakes, no more panic buys, only the right profiles. One of the names high on that shortlist is Elliot Anderson, and this is a really interesting one. He remains a key target for Manchester United, but the problem is clear. Nottingham Forest do not want to sell. Forest value him highly. They want to keep their best players. And to make things even more complicated, Manchester City are also showing interest. That rivalry makes things even harder. If City enter the race seriously, it becomes a completely different battle financially and strategically. But let me ask you, Reds, would Elliot Anderson be the right signing? Personally, I like the profile. Young, energetic, technically secure, aggressive in duels, and Premier League proven. He feels like the kind of signing modern United should be making, instead of chasing only superstar names. Then there is another name that should get fans talking, Aurelien Tchouameni. Ornstein says he is one to keep an eye on. Now, that is serious, unbelievable, but true. If United somehow position themselves for Tchouameni, that is elite-level business. This is a midfielder with world-class quality, physical dominance, tactical intelligence, and composure under pressure. The kind of midfielder who changes the whole balance of a side. The kind of player who walks into Old Trafford and instantly raises standards. Of course, deals like that are never simple, especially with clubs like Real Madrid involved. But when a name like Tchouameni enters the conversation, supporters will dream, and rightly so. Another important area is the left forward position. United want to strengthen there, especially with Marcus Rashford potentially leaving, and Jadon Sancho expected to leave as well. This could be one of the defining stories of the summer. Rashford's future remains one of the biggest talking points around the club. If he leaves, it marks the end of a major chapter. A local lad, academy graduate, Old Trafford star, but football moves fast. Sancho's departure feels more expected, and honestly, it feels overdue. United need reliability, directness, and ruthless output in that position. They need someone who can own that left flank, terrorise fullbacks, and bring fear back to opponents walking into the theatre of dreams. Who should that be? That is the question. So tell me, United fans, Elliot Anderson good enough for Old Trafford, or should United go all in for Tchouameni? Drop your thoughts below, because this summer is going to be massive.